After I got out of the hole with Flowey, I trotted in the everfree forest. Flowey was amazed by its beauty and majestic scenery. Wow, Fluttershy, the everfree forest is beautiful. Golly, this is a wonderful place. It's just you and me now, Fluttershy. Flowey winks at me, and it was the cutest thing I've ever seen from a flower. So, Fluttershy, where do you live? He asked me. Oh, I live in a cottage with my adorable animals. I think you're gonna like them, Flowey, I replied. Flowey gave me a smile as we reached the edge of the everfree forest to my cottage. I hope so. Say, what kind of animals do you have? He asked. I have birds, bunnies, bears, and a bunch of other creatures, I replied. I trotted out of Ponyville to the everfree forest to get to my cottage. Well, here we are, Flowey, I said. Flowey gave a smile of joy as he bounced in the flower pot. Golly, Flowey, you have such a nice place to live. I wish I had a nice place like yours so I can live in peace without humans bothering me every time they land in the underground, he groaned in frustration. When Flowey mentioned humans, I was shocked beyond belief. What is a human? I asked. They are creatures that have 5 fingers and legs. Also, they like to kill flowers like me, he replied sadly. Shortly, he sobbed in sadness. Oh my, that's awful, you poor thing. Thankfully, I saved you from those horrible creatures, I said with pity. I felt bad for what Flowey was going through. Flowey must have went through so much pain. Flowey stopped crying after I emphasized with him. Thank you, Fluttershy, for helping me feel better. Golly, I never had a pony who can feel my pain before, he said with a sniffle. I'm the elements of kindness, after all, I said. Fluttershy, I didn't know you were the elements of kindness, Flowey said in shock. I entered my cottage with Flowey. I put him down on the table. I let Flowey know what is going to happen in the evening. Okay, Flowey, I'm having a sleepover with my friends. It's in 2 days, I told him. Golly gee, who knew that a pony like you have friends? You are my first one, Flowey replied. Yes, in fact I have 5 of them, I replied. Flowey was intrigued by my answer. What are their names? I would really like to meet them, he asked me. Well, their names are Twilight Sparkle, Applejack, Rainbow Dash, Rarity, and Pinkie Pie, I told him. Golly, you have so many friends. I wish I had at least as many as you, Flowey said enviously. Oh yes, as long as you're nice and kind to every pony, you'll sure to make great friends, I said, giving him advice. As the time passed by, Celestia lowered the sun, and Luna raised the moon. It was getting late, and it was almost bedtime. Oh my, Flowey, it's getting very late. I have to get to bed soon, I told Flowey. It's quite all right, my sweetest Fluttershy. I have to go to bed too. Good night, dearest Fluttershy, he said. Good night, my sweet Flowey, I replied. I trotted to my bedroom. I laid down on my comfortable bed and pulled up my sheets. As I tried to go to sleep, I heard a loud noise coming from downstairs. I squealed at the surprised sound. I trotted downstairs to see what the loud noise was, and there was Flowey snoring loudly. His snoring was loud as a bear roaring. I groaned quietly with frustration, trying to figure out how to get back to sleep. I'm a light sleeper. I can't believe he is snoring so loudly, I thought to myself. I looked inside the drawers in the kitchen. There were no earplugs anywhere. I couldn't sleep with Flowey snoring. Since Flowey is sleeping peacefully, I'll let him sleep. I guess I have to stay up late, I thought. The next morning, Flowey woke up with a snort. I had heavy bags under my eyes. I was so sleepy and tired. He yawned and greeted me with that same friendliness as yesterday. Good morning, my dear sweet Fluttershy. How'd you sleep last night? He asked me. Actually, not so good. I didn't sleep at all. I had trouble sleeping, I replied with a yawn. Aw, why not? Flowey asked. How should I put this in a nice, kind way? I asked myself in deep thought. Because you were snoring. You were snoring so loudly I couldn't sleep at all last night, I said. Golly, I'm so sorry, Fluttershy. I just can't help it, he said sadly. His feelings were hurt. How about if you snore quietly? I can sleep very easily. I am a light sleeper, I asked nicely. Fluttershy, what is a light sleeper? He asked me. Oh, that's when some pony gets woken up easily by loud noises like snoring, I answered. Oh, I get ya, Flowey said. His name is Angel. Isn't he the cutest? I said excitedly. Aw, golly gee, he's cute, he said. Yes, he certainly is adorable, I said. But you are the cutest of all, Fluttershy, Flowey flirted. Thank you so much, I replied while blushing. I'm hungry, Fluttershy, Flowey said. What would you like to eat? I asked him. I would like whatever you make, Fluttershy, he replied. Okay, coming right up, I said. I trotted into the kitchen and made him a salad with lettuce and spinach. Your food is ready, I called out from the kitchen. I trotted over to where Flowey was, delivered him his food. Thank you, sweetheart, Flowey said. You're welcome, I politely replied. He ate the salad and smiled. This is delicious, Fluttershy, Flowey said while licking his mouth. I'm glad you like it, I said, smiling. My eyelids were getting heavy. I was ready to doze off. Flowey noticed my eyelids drooping. Fluttershy, are you okay? What's the matter? He asked me. My vision slowly became hazy as I struggled to stay awake. Oh, it's nothing. It's just that... I trailed off and yawned. I need a nap, I finished. I slowly closed my eyes as I couldn't stay awake any longer. I dozed off for a short bit. While standing up, I breathed quietly. Fluttershy, wake up! I need your help, he shouted. I woke up with a squeal of fright. Please, Flowey, don't scare me like that, I said, terrified. So, what do you need help with? I asked. I need water. I'm thirsty, he replied. Okay, Flowey, I'll get you some water, and I'll pour some water in the pot, I said. The poor thing hasn't had water very recently. What if he dies? I thought with fear. I trod past the kitchen into the garden to get my watering can. I trod to the kitchen and turned the sink on. I held the watering can in my hooves to get water in it. I trod to the living room where Flowey was at the and watered the pot with the watering can in my hooves. Flowey sighed in content for watering him. Thank you, my sweet Fluttershy, for watering me. That was so refreshing, Flowey said in contentment. You're welcome, Flowey, I said, smiling. Golly gee, no wonder you're the element of kindness, he said. As evening passed, the sun was setting and the moon was rising. Flowey yawned. Gee, Fluttershy, thank you so much for doing these wonderful things for me and the hospitality, he said sleepily. Aw, you're welcome, Flowey, I said. Well, it's getting late, isn't it? Flowey asked. Yes, I said with a yawn. Well, I'm going to sleep pretty soon. I promise I'll snore quietly this time, he said. Okay, good night, Flowey, I said. Good night, my adorable Fluttershy, he said sweetly. He blew me a kiss and a wink, which was adorable. I trotted upstairs to my bedroom and lied down on my bed, pulling up my bed. Finally, I was able to sleep. Flowey was snoring quietly downstairs in the most adorable sound ever. I closed my eyes and rested for the night, breathing quietly while I slept. Next morning came. I was sleeping peacefully. I finally got my sleep. Good morning, sweetheart, he said sweetly. Good morning, my dear Flowey, I said. How did you sleep last night? He asked me. Oh, I slept really well. Actually, it felt pretty great. Thanks, Flowey, I replied with a smile. Golly, I'm glad to hear it, he said with a smile on his face. This morning I made my breakfast for Flowey and my animals. I looked at the clock and realized that it was almost feeding time for my animals. Okay, Flowey, I'm going to get food for the adorable animals. I'll be right back. Be good while I'm gone, okay? I asked him politely. Yes, my dearest, sweet Fluttershy. I'll be a good flower, Flowey said sweetly. As I'm feeding my animals, I noticed something strange with Flowey. He had a different face, something that would give Phillies nightmares. The grin, I heard him laugh manically. Soon I will bring pain to Ponyville and all that live in it. It's killed or be killed in this world. No one is going to stop me now. He laughed manically again. I could not believe what I just saw. A sweet, adorable flower turned evil. I marched to the room where Flowey was at. Flowey, what did you just say? That was not nice, Flowey, I said angrily. Flowey reverted back to his friendly self. Oh, Fluttershy, my sweetness, you didn't hear anything from me. It was just a joke. Flowey laughed nervously. I know he was lying, but he was still denying it. Flowey, I know you said something. What was it? Oh, yes. It was killed or be killed. Am I right? I asked him. Flowey laughed nervously, and sweat dripped down from his face. Fluttershy, I didn't say that. I told you it was a joke, he said nervously. I was mad at him, so much that I had to put my hoof down. Flowey, you are in big trouble right now. So why don't you just admit that you said those things while I was feeding the animals? He was shocked to the point of wanting to cry. He broke down crying and suddenly turned into a maniacal laugh. He dropped his friendly facade into a more terrifying face. Yes, I admit it. I was tired of this friendly act all along. Now I'm going to bring pain and suffering to Ponyville for all eternity. Now, no one can stop me now. It's killed or be killed in this world. Now I just want you to be out of the picture for all time, he said with an insane grin on his face. No, you're not, Flowey. This time I'm going to put you back where you belong, I shouted. No, you are not putting me back in the underground, Flowey shouted. Yes, I will, with the help of my friends, I said confidently. Suddenly there was a knock on the door. Hey, Fluttershy, we're here for a sleepover. We're coming in, Twilight Sparkle said. The door opened and there were my friends, all carried sleeping bags over their shoulders. As soon as they saw Flowey with his maniacal grin, their facial expressions changed to shock. What? They shouted in unison. I found him in the Everfree Forest. He was so nice, but he's evil. He's an evil flower. Help me, I explained. Looks like a flower gone bad. We're gonna get that varmint for you, Fluttershy, Applejack said. Yeah, Rarity and Pinkie Pie shouted in unison. Wait, why are there so many ponies? No! Flowey screamed. We passed Ponyville and went inside the Everfree Forest to find the gigantic hole. Please don't drop me back down that hole to the underground. I'm begging you, Flowey begged. Nope, y'all going down there no matter what, Applejack replied. On the count of 3, we let go of Flowey, dropped him down the hole, and he was consumed by the darkness, never to be seen again. We cheered, and that was one adventure I would never